As always, I get bored after 2 minutes. Hello, it's Mark. We got Ray here as well.
Hi, guys.
It is the 9th of February.
It is, yes.
And I've just made a startling discovery. We're getting ready for camp, so we're going to freeze a camp at Packer. If you're going to be there, you'll see us two Muppets walking around the weekend.
Yep.
So we're just trying to organize what we're going to take and find the tents and stuff. And I've just stumbled across 2 envelopes with my name on it. Literally.
Like two years worth of badge orders that like we've ordered many times since because we didn't have them.
Loads and loads of badges, and I have no idea why we've got these badges.
Yeah, 'cause some of them were for during your lockdown activities and
Meteorology badge. So I don't know what they are.
We're gonna have fun going through OSM at camp.
Right, let's see who's in the building tonight. We have got Harold. Hey Harold, how you doing? Harold sent me earlier on a video of a new campfire song that we're going to try this weekend.
Okay.
What? When I say we, meaning you.
Yeah.
East Midlands Railway fan. Hello. How you doing? All good to see you. Jason's in the house. What badges have you got? Right. So I don't know. I think we've got about 100 badges here.
You got a county.
I've got the county and district badges that I know I ordered. So these Great London Middlesex West, I know.
We go through them quite a lot, so that's not a problem. But it's the activities. So we now got to run the activities again. To go through the badges.
I don't know. Joshua, how you doing, man? Apologies for the bouncy camera tonight. We're on a table.
And there's something happened to the wall behind us.
We've got a big hole in the wall.
And so you can hear the beavers.
Oh yes. Canada camp got cancelled because of the snow.
Yeah.
Alison, just finished packing for freezer. Alison, we haven't even started.
No.
We are just, I made what was.
We've got a pile of what we kind of want to take.
It's like even more of a mess now, so I have to re-sort that out. Oh, beavers are in trouble. The 2 legends are in. Hey, Dan Rich. Roger's in the building. Hello, Roger. Dan's here. Silver and Scouts. Mandy's tuning in from Reading. James, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, James.
And Justin is off to exec meeting. Do you know what, right? We're meant to have exec meeting next week, but I'm on jury service. So I had to cancel it. And that's all I'm allowed to mention, that I'm on jury service. I'm not allowed to mention that I'm on jury service.
What you're doing on jury service?
No, I'm not allowed to mention that I'm going to do jury service either.
Oh.
But I think that's about 6 times
that
now.
Cat's well out of that bag now.
Whoops. Craig tuning in from Portsmouth. How you doing, my friend? Dave, unplanned hole in the wall. Well, it was planned.
I mean, it's always been there, but now it's been modified and has a
just
TV screen the other side of it.
Just there is the flat screen.
So it doesn't have as much insulation as it did.
So now it's like super noisy with the beavers. But we got a nice flat screen TV into the hall that we can put presentations and play videos and music and stuff like that. So it'll be quite useful.
On the big white wall that took a projector screen quite nicely anyway.
Hey, good boy. How you doing? Lee, the most controversial person on Scout Facebook at the moment. He is upsetting a whole lot of Scout leaders at the moment. Loving it, Lee. Well done. You've upset a whole lot of people about Guild War Takeover. Love it. Well done. Who bid him at Big Fed?
Ray.
Elliot, how are you protecting the screen? Good question, because that was what I asked.
Bounces either side.
I asked the cover leader who installed it. He's got Perspex screen over it, and it's too techy for me, but it's protected.
I'm just waiting for it to fall out, and then we can properly insulate that gap.
Think
of your fuel bills.
Don't forget to order the AED equipment. No, I've got to do that, Roger. That's on my list of stuff to actually. Ray, they're just down there, man.
Yeah.
We've got to say, actually, thank you very much to Heathrow Airport, who donated AED life packs. So we're going to be installing those in the Scout Hall. And they just come to the end of term in Heathrow Airport, and they were donating quite a few of these to local charities.
We got some for our park run in Hanworth, and for another organisation I do some bits with in Felton.
Cool. And one of the doctors I work with is a volunteer doctor up in the mountains in the lakes, and he managed to get one. So Heathrow Airport, thank you very much. Terry's in the building. Hey,
Hey,
Terry.
Terry.
How you doing? Lisa's. Hello. Elliot, would love to see some photos of the screen. We'll look into it. Someone's like, Elliot, what I'll do, when in between beavers and scouts, I'll take some photos and I'll upload it to my Facebook page for you, or I do a little video or something. I don't know, but yeah, at the moment, beavers are there, and it's.
I mean, it's loud enough with the door and the wall.
We got a big. I didn't realize how noisy it is. We might have to move.
Put the blanket back up under there. That's
behind us.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know. Or just. I don't know what we do. So yeah, it's gonna be super noisy tonight. Take a book while waiting for call up jury service. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna take a book. I've got quite a few things to do. I'm reading a new autobiography about Baden Powell that got sent to me, so I'm reading that. So that'll be quite interesting. It's a bit boring at the moment. Just doing the history of when he went to the Boer War and my flick for a few pages.
like I got Scouting for Boys when I first joined the movement.
Yeah.
And I read the first couple of sections, and it just hasn't been read.
Yeah, it's
10 years later.
It's still on.
Yeah.
How often do you visit the Scout Hut? My GSL is hardly ever in.
I mean, we're here once a week. Well, we weren't here last week because of the fire station visit, but
so as a GSL, I'm here every week on Scouts because I'm still running Scouts with Ray. Beavers is here. I try and pop down on Monday when the other Beavers is here. Tuesday, Wednesday, we have Cubs, and that's the most difficult day because normally I'm doing night shift at the hospital on Tuesday, Wednesday. So it's hard, but
then they're normally quite self-sufficient. The guys we got.
Yeah, they are very good. I'm on my. But there's a reason I'm drinking this juice. Not I'm trying to be healthy, but we're making Ninja.
I saw the link. Was having dinner with the wife, date night, because we're both off.
Date night, nice.
Yeah.
We're making Ninja juggling balls, and they need the bottles to fill up with some flour to squeeze the flour. So I've got to drink these. There was a method. Don't worry. Mark lives. I don't live here, James, because my wife would kill me. The amount of times I'm just nipping to the Scout Hall. I'll be there 10 minutes, and then you end up being an hour and stuff. Yeah, no. Leah's here. How you doing? Scoutistan. Hello from Orlando, Florida. Love it. Scoutistan, I was watching your live that you did just the other day. Loving it. Don't mention Gilwell tonight. No, Terry, we've done that. And Troublemaker is in the building. Lee Porter's in here. Who, as I say, has been upsetting. I don't know if you've been following Lee's posts, but he has been upsetting, which is
there's just so much going on. Like my algorithm filters out a lot of things from a lot of things.
We will talk about it actually. It's Joshua, First Gillingham Scout Group, Octane Explorers, isn't it? Hey Josh, how you doing, my friend? Right, okay. So Gibbo's asked the question, Mark. How do we feel about G24 and Scarefest being mothballed? I don't know if Ray knows about this. I don't know if he's.
No, this is the first time reading of it.
So there was a big announcement yesterday. I don't know if you were on the webinar, and then it went live today on the website that it will be called a Gilwell takeover. I don't know how much information that I know is actually out in the press at the moment, but they're going to run it over the summer holidays, and then it will end with Gilwell reunion. But there's no G24, there's no Scarefest, there's no winter camp. Those weekends have been scrapped, and they're going to do week-long sessions. It's all online. I didn't manage to take a screenshot of it. So
that's going to open up the door for like other scout groups or camps and stuff to start really taking that market share of those particular dates and running similarly themed events to those.
I think so, and I think it's quite expensive as well.
I mean, it's in that bottom corner of the country, so all those groups that have got to come down there and stuff. So if we moved it around to different parts of the country,
around the UK,
yeah,
good plan. But it's 300 quid for scouts for 1 week, and then you got your traveling expenses and extra bits and pieces like that. And as people have been posting, 300 quid is okay to some people. Some people just can't generally afford it. What are we doing? I'm just trying to follow people saying RGSL is the second leader for Cubs. All right, we'll come to that one in just a few seconds. Leah saying, pack our scout Chalfont Heights to Scarefest. We would book that immediately. Yeah, my scouts
Well, I
love
mean, they
Scarefest.
took sedan chair rally from Tolmers to Packard, and I think that was the last time I saw it run. But yeah, it's just the whole theme could be done.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The new events are good value for money, if you ask me, especially if you compare the upcoming Essex Jamboree. Absolutely, Dan. I don't think, like saying 300 quid is expensive. I just think that sometimes it's not accessible to everyone. You know, there's reasons why people are just going to the weekend camps.
I mean, it ties into your school stuff, your family trips away. You might come back on Friday. You can go to camp on the Saturday
Yeah.
for the weekend.
And when they're doing it, you know, they're just doing it right in the middle of summer holidays. And I think as a scout leader, for me, the reason we don't do week-long camps is just because of annual leave. And it's another week away.
Well, yeah, I had
From
to
family.
book my 2023 leave by the middle of November. So all of the dates and stuff for this year that hadn't been finalised, I've had to sort of guess when they're going to be to book that leave off. And I can only book week-long chunks.
Yeah.
So rather than all the extra bank holidays I earned, being able to take them as individual days scattered throughout the year, I've had to take them all as a block of 5 as well.
It is difficult. So, James is planning to Scarefest in Lancashire. Let me see if the door is closed. I'm just going to go and close the door. I'll leave you with.
Hang on, no.
Oh, Ray's going to go. We've got new BB leaders, so they don't know that I'm up here. Why has Guild Wars 24 been cancelled as my second hobby? I'm a cadet force adult. We take our cadets for 2 weeks, 80 to 100 pounds. So it has the people who run it, Scouting Adventures. That's their new calendar. That's their new events. It's I don't know. Unless we all start striking, bring back G24, bring back Scarefest.
We strike and get inflationary pay rises and stuff like everyone else.
I'm getting bored of drinking juice now, but I've got to do it. Packard, please translate for our site. Packard is our county, one of the big national scout campsites.
Is it a big national?
Didn't Scarefest start at Walton Firs and then Guildward took over? I believe so. I do believe so. It's fully catered. The Guildward takeovers. But you've still got your transport though, Gibbo. And it's in the height of summer holidays. Like us, it's just been announced, but we've already booked my family holiday. They were saying, Guildward was saying that this wasn't going to go ahead. It was all get very quiet. And I know they've got to announce it at some point, but it's a real shame. I know lots of people have already booked their summer holidays. £300 with enough notice can be achievable. However, many large scout group events are quite short notice. Our summer holidays already planned. Yeah, absolutely. You could, I guess, you could pay it. You could ask your parents to pay weekly or monthly or something like that.
If you knew that you were going to do X, Y, Z camps a year, you could. I mean, it would also depend on the parents and the kid being available for all of those. Build it into your subs for each month. So it's like we go on these camps. It's all included in your monthly fees. But
could do. But then your subs would be in math. And then like this camp,
if you made them like put on an extra £10 a term or.
But then what happens if your weeks don't match with the parents' weeks? Like this.
What I mean.
This weekend we're going to freezer camp. Some can do it, some can't do it. They've gone off to skiing, and we had another 2 families drop out because they've got to go on holiday. And I
think they just saw the weather and went, no.
We can actually hear you just fine. Oh, that's all right. Want some Prime? This is like £1, not what is it like?
I don't know. I've never
20
seen
quid a bottle
Prime.
or something. But the stuff I've seen, people are just throwing it down the sink. Apparently, it's disgusting. But that could be a new vlog challenge for the weekend. I don't know. Maz, I'm guiding as well.
Find some Prime, like.
No,
okay.
There's somewhere in my way. I'll get some. Maz is saying I do guiding as well. Our next camp is going to be £380. So this was cheap in comparison. However, if you have to pay for other family too, it gets expensive. But I do know that this is much cheaper than PGL.
Yeah.
Having to pay for a school trip to PGL, and that's like in the 500-600s for exactly more or less the same. So, right, juice is done. We have got.
Well,
I've just got to clean the
you got
box.
to pay for the people to do PGL, whereas scouting's run by volunteers.
That's true.
For the
That is true.
most part.
Still enjoying scouting. Do you let your young leaders come on camp for free? Yeah, we do. We don't have any young leaders at the moment. Our young leader has taken some time off because of
School and
GCSEs and stuff like that. So they're just wanting to take some time off to
just get ahead of all their revision and stuff.
vision. That was the word. I couldn't think of the word.
Because they are doing some like college level courses as well, I believe.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff going on.
So yeah, no young leaders at the moment, but normally we do, purely because they help us out so much. And that's the next question about do leaders pay? I know different groups charge. Some have to pay a little towards the food.
Yeah. It depends on the camp, like, and how much the costs actually run up and stuff. And I've paid in for food and then had some money paid back to me. And I'm just like,
for me, I personally believe that we're giving up our own time. We give up enough time in scouting. We're giving our time away for our family. If I was doing activities as well, maybe I might have to pay. I don't know. But at the moment, I don't think leaders should pay.
like if they do a run to the shops and I ask for like some stuff that I want, like some Tabasco sauce or whatever, I will pay for that.
Or juice.
Juice.
Yeah. I think if it's for your own personal thing, yeah. Like this weekend, we're going to freezer camp, and I just said to the leaders, look, we're it's being catered by PACCAR. So if you, as a leader, want to bring your own juice or pop or chocolate, whatever, that will come out your own pocket. Because the group, we're not bringing no food, nothing. So I think that's tea and coffee, yeah. But I think that's not too bad. Like we're asked, like, because otherwise, what snacks do I want? And it just gets a bit confusing. Dan, we normally do monthly payments for our main camp, 30 to 35 over 10 to 12 months, payable by standing order.
Yeah.
Good plan. Good idea. Gibbo, good to see you, my friend. Speak to you very soon. Alison, we don't expect leaders to pay. We give up our own time, use our own lead to take the scouts away. I totally agree. We're thinking of doing a family cub camp with all the parents and kids. Much cheaper and tends to be more organized, as district events can be quite unorganized.
I mean, they both have their merits. I do like group family camps where you get to know the parents of the sections, especially when like you got the cub parents and stuff like that, so you get to see them and meet the kids, and you can sort of see, and then you see that parent that's quite interested in what's going on, and then you invite them down to donate that 2 hours of time a year.
Yeah, and then that leads on. We were planning on doing one, and then COVID happened, so we'll definitely do one very, very soon. Mark, like the left-handed scout sign Woggle. Yes, this is I got it actually at a MOOC that I went to. It's 3D printed, and it glows in the dark. It's super cool. I've got it in my shed, and it's like a beacon.
Go downstairs and turn the lights off.
I'll take there was some photos of something around it. Yeah, it's like a beacon. It's lovely. It's brilliant. Teresa, hi, Malcolm Ray. Good to see you, Teresa. Hope your daughter is all doing well. Jonathan, hey guys, hope everything is going good. I have a question. When it comes to the cost, is there a way for guys to fundraise in the UK? In Canada, we have things such as Apple Days and bottle drives, and then popcorn sales. A good question there, Jonathan. So,
yeah, I mean, for the jamborees, they tend to do a lot of fundraising. Some of the supermarkets around my way for the next county over actually do bagpacking.
So bagpacking is one of those traditional scouting fundraisers, a bit like you were saying that you have popcorn sales in Canada and America.
Where I live, the Bedfont groups do letter postal service at Christmas.
Christmas time, yeah. But the main kind of fundraising scouts in the UK do is the backpacking, just because it's easy. You don't need any resources, and people just throw money. But on a spin-off to that, now people are not carrying that much cash.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was just a bucket and you throw in your cash.
You just
People
need to
aren't.
get one of those square tapper taps.
Yes, that was the next point. You can now kind of hire a chip and pin that you can put your phone on to pay and whatever. So you can do that. My group were very lucky that we don't do fundraising at the moment because we have the income from the nursery who rent our hall during the week.
You got some other groups
and then
on the
we have
weekend.
weekend and evening people. So we have enough kind of cash flow to help us through. We do fundraising every now and then. We try and do it around Christmas just for other charities. But I know at the moment some of our families in the Scout Troop are just struggling with a bit of money. So last year I just laid off with asking any actual physical money because I know people are just it's really hard at the
It's a
moment.
horrible time.
And I know it's a bit like for the last 10 years we've been collecting for food bank. So we go with a big, those big Tesco crates. We donate those. We didn't do it for the last, during COVID, we didn't do it in December. Again, because I think it's a bit close to home, because I do know some families at the moment who are using the food bank. So I didn't want to get a bit too close.
I mean, we could still put a donation in as a Scout group to.
Yeah, absolutely. I think different groups do different things, like if there's a school
groups in Greater London North East went to their local, I think it was Bunnings, that brought out Home Base for a bit, and they used to do the sausage sizzle on the front.
Yes, yeah, I remember that around Home Base and stuff like that.
Yeah,
people do stuff at their school carnivals. If there's local events, human fruit machine. That was a brilliant one. No one's ever seen that for a long time. I might try and find an event we can do that. So yeah, we do quite a lot of fundraising. Well, there's lots of questions that we came in here. 2 hours a week. No. That's good to hear that your daughter's much better. Well done, Teresa. That's great. Yes. Actually, I saw this. I can't remember where I saw that. The Krispy Kremes now they do it at my kid's school. Yeah. About 10 packs of 12 donuts and you can just buy it or whatever. So yeah, I know Krispy Kreme do that, but
so at the moment I'm boycotting them because they're putting my friend on redundancy.
Oh no!
And they've screwed up his contract, so they're saying he's not entitled to as much as he should have done. So
no more Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
We're fundraising for a trip to where? Ardèche.
Isn't that one of the World War I, World War II battle?
Don't know. We'll find out. In a minute. Dan, we are doing tabletop and boot sales to raise funds for our trips in the Netherlands in the summer. Scouts get a free pitch to sell whatever they want, and then selling pitches. That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah,
I love that. The other thing I saw, you get these ideas and you never remember to do it, and you think that's a brilliant idea. So I can't remember if each scout gets £1 or the patrol gets £1. They got to keep trying to double their money, make more money. So say, for instance, you give them £1 and then they go and buy one of these. They then try and sell it on for £1.50. And then with that profit, they try and buy something bigger and then bigger and bigger.
You could do that as like a patrol versus patrol, the apprentice over a year or something like that.
And it's on my list of things that sounds awesome, but I never get around to do because then I find something else that's really
I think it might work better with explorers because they've got that ability to link up and go outside afterwards. What else have we got?
Being silent for a whole session is my favorite type of fundraising. That's sponsored silence. Yes,
it'd be easier to do it so that every time they break that silence, they have to pay. That would make more money, I think.
You won't be able to do it with Beavers, not tonight. Derek, our group is the same. We have enough income for the Scout Hall, but seeing more parents struggle, and it's really difficult.
Like I find that these areas, because we've got like quite affluent neighborhoods and then we've got quite not
the next road.
Yeah, it's like chalk and cheese. Some of these streets.
It's Ray's last Scout group was in Chiswick, really wealthy area, but then right on the next border, literally 2 or 3 roads, you've got Hounslow, which has money, but it's not as affluent, and there's just not enough income there. And it's a bit like where we are now. There are some parents that have amazing jobs and some of our Scout parents who sadly are on credit and so we just got to be really, really careful. Felicity. At my group, we have a Christmas fair and cake sales through the year. and do bacon butties for the local hospital fun run. Oh,
Maybe we could do something at the Ealing Half Marathon.
maybe we could just sell the bacon sandwiches to my hospital. I love that idea. Our VODs are not too bad. No cost for the whole sponsored church. Okay, cool. Excellent answer, chums. Thanks very much. That's good to hear, Jonathan. Thank you very much. Glad we answered a question. Church parking lot charge for the local park. Yeah, and I know some other scout groups, if there's like a firework display or something, that scouts and leaders will go along and manage the car park and stuff for a donation. I was about to say a fee, but that's the wrong word. Donation.
Yeah.
I know some scout groups do that. What else have we got? Alison. Oh, it's in south of France, kayaking.
Sum up, yep. The
White book. Yep. Cool. Alfie Hayden, my friend. Long time no speak. Free groups I've seen do fireworks. Yeah. So maybe I shouldn't say that song. I was about to tell you a story about our district that we used to have fireworks. No, I better not. No, I just realized that it didn't
I
go.
can imagine it being
It didn't go well.
Stoke Poges.
Walter Davis, but it
Yeah.
went a bit wrong. Let's not talk about that. Anyway, so
I got a feeling to know who was involved as well.
it wasn't me. It was before my time. I think I just started. I didn't really know people that well. Lee, we have help from Earls Court Development Company, which means that none of our young people ever miss out on anything. We are in one of the highest areas of deprivation. This is brilliant for us. That's amazing, Lee. I didn't know that. I know.
I mean, he's not a million miles from where we are, and that sort of once you get past Hammersmith, it does get a bit patchy again.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. We have a tip from Dan. Tip: get a graft instead of sum up. Fees per transaction are less. Okay, cool. Thanks for that, Dan. Loving that tip. What else is happening this week? I don't know if you have seen the other big announcement about Nights Away. Nights Away is now changing. There's a different form. That has gone up on social media as well. We're really lucky in our district. Pre-COVID, we had one of our DC. We have a DC team, and he was really IT, techie, nerdy, and he set up all the forms online instead of having to submit a Word document. So now it's all online.
I mean, you got Google Forms and stuff like that. You could do these things with.
Absolutely. So he set up, and it's like a godsend. It was like, wow, why haven't we done this years ago? So now that's what TSA introducing, but they're also introducing this little spin-off, which has upset a few people about a contingency plan.
I thought that should be part of your Nights Away and home contact process anyway.
Absolutely. So this is taking a step backwards, right? So just think, when we were doing COVID, we had to, before opening COVID, we had to submit these risk assessments. People were like, what the hell is these risk assessments? But think about it. We've always done risk assessments. We just have not written them down. So all we had to do is just think logically, those risk assessments, now we're writing down. And that's a bit like Nights Away. So we have to have a backup plan for everything. Okay, it's going to be a pain in the for the first few camps.
But these are the sort of things that we should be able to save and resubmit with an updated, because it should. Because I've been doing a lot of risk assessments at work recently. So you have a risk assessment, you use it, and then you review it and then see if it needs updating or changing completely or being dropped. Exactly.
Jezza says, hello, Ray.
Hey, Jezza.
But I think, the new Nights Away thing, contingency, is just having it down on a bit of paper, because heaven forbid, we never want this to happen. But if something actually does happen, you can then go, actually, we did have a risk assessment, and here we are. Whereas if you have it in here, you can't prove that you've had a backup plan.
So, I think the only time I've ever been called as the home contact scared the life out of me. I wasn't actually at home, I was away, but I made sure I printed off a sheet of all the names and contacts and stuff for the kids that were on the camp and stuff. And it turned out it's just the other leader going, I've seen this other camp thing going up there. Would you be interested in coming along to it? And I'm there going, I wasn't expecting to hear from you until to get the all clear.
Yeah.
So I'm there getting the pieces of paper out on a ping pong table in the back garden at this party I was at.
No, it's not good. Alison saying, Wiles is a Google form for paperwork rather than an actual bit of paper. Yeah, it's great. We submit with our Nights Away. We write everything, where we're going, locations, member. We then write every adult that's on it. with their membership. So I had to write Ray and the Beaver leader and the Cub leader his membership, so that the Nights Away person on the other end can just check that they've got a valid DBS. On the other end, it takes a lot of work for them. So it takes a bit of work for us and a little bit for them. And also we then add on that online form our risk assessments.
Well, I mean, I think we should have your membership card should have a photo on it, and then you should wear it out when you're at camps and stuff, so that all your adults are marked up. And you don't have a DBS, you don't have a photo card, you don't come on camp.
Yeah.
You don't come on the campsite, like past where the parents drop off bit.
It's a tricky one, isn't it? Yeah. Right, Alison, I love a risk assessment. No joking, I do. I even volunteered to update another section and add them to OSM. I
mean, I feel that for the bulk of the risk assessments we do, they should be available online. That just need tweaking to the location and any specifics for the group, depending on individuals that you've got that require additional considerations, or if you've got a really old building that might have asbestos or stuff that's all covered for. But the bulk of it should be the same, like heating, burns, hot water issues.
Yep. No, I get it. When I did my training 25 years ago, you had to have a backup plan. Exactly. It's there. It's just that we have to actually submit it to the whoever does your Nights Away thing. So ours goes to our DC team, and they will go through your risk assessment. So I think it's just.
I mean, yeah, because
just got to do it. There's no question if you want to go camping with your beaver cubs, squirrels as well. Now you just got to do it, and it's it's a bit of a pain just to
we
set
don't
up.
have squirrels anymore; they closed.
Yeah. At the beginning, it's a bit of a annoyance, but once you've done it, you've done 2 or 3 camps. Just copy and paste, review that risk assessment, change the date, change the location.
You just make that module again required for all the leaders that completed it previously, and it goes towards their ongoing learning for the year. And nobody can complain that they didn't get the notification that they think. They just, when they try to take out another warrant or book something, they pull it up and they're like, no, you don't have this requirement.
You got to add it on. Absolutely. Elliot, Google Forms are amazing. I've just moved our gift aid form to online form, and it's got a 100% take up. That's awesome. Loving that idea. The person who did all our gift aids has now left the group, so I need to find someone who can do that. I was at a scout group a few weeks ago. This is just amazing. They have one person, and the person does DBS checks. That's all they do. I thought that was saved
because they got a high turnover of leaders.
No, but they do family camps.
Yeah.
They do that kind of thing, making sure that your DBS is in. These are things that GSL kind of does.
But if you've got like the support where you've got somebody that's just willing to do that one thing that takes up a lot of your time, then that makes sense to use that person.
Exactly. And this scout leader told me, and I was like, what the hell? I need to find a parent. I need someone to do this. So that's my kind of thing. Right, guys, we have got 1 minute just because we've got to rack up. We've got to get ready for scouts.
Got to wash your bottles.
Got to wash the bottles for these and then we're going to start while they're playing games. We've got to start packing the kit for the freezer camp. So if you are at freezer camp this weekend at Packard, should I say? I heard
or Chalfont Heights if you're
old school
of an age.
But I know there's freezer camps around the UK and around the world, so don't get too excited because you might think I'm coming to your one. Well, it would be nice.
Well, you could have Mark in the air one day, or hire a helicopter.
Moving around. So yeah, if you're at Packard, come and find us. We'll be around and about.
Fun until you find a spider in the cockpit.
No spiders. Yeah, I'll be around all weekend at Packard, so come and say hello. It's gonna be some amazing, cool things, and I know an old school friend of mine is gonna be one of the bands on the Saturday night, and I haven't seen him for probably 30 years.
It's gonna be like when we went to see Scouting for Girls at the Cup of 100.
Slinked around behind.
Sitting backstage with Hannah from the National Commissioner.
Ambassador.
Yeah.
So yeah, Graham, who is the lead singer in a band called Daft, they'll be there on Saturday night. Like I said, I haven't seen him for 30 odd years. That'd be all cool. Harold, happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, Harold.
Happy birthday.
So guys, have a great week. We'll be not here next week because it's half term.
And he may or may not be on jury duty. You're not allowed to know.
No, I'm not allowed to mention that on jury service. I'm gonna get in trouble for this. Yeah, guys, have a great week. And like I say, if you're at Packard this weekend, we're there from tomorrow lunchtime. Come and track us down.
We're on Franksfield.
No, we're not. We're in somewhere else now.
Oh, we moved. Oh.
We have moved, apparently. My source told us we're not on Franksfield. We've got a better position, so that's good. Yeah, guys, have a great week, and we'll both see you in 2 weeks' time.